Well, give me room. Hello, BookTube community, and welcome to another installment of Erin's Book Club. I don't think I've even posted my next to be read yet, but I got the first book of it done, and it was a phenomenal book. And any of you horse lovers out there, all of my horsey friends, listen up. This one is one you need to read. It's a nice, simple, easy read. I think I started it Sunday night and I was done at Tuesday, and for me, which is quick, because you guys all know I'm not the quickest reader out there. But this one's called Bonfire, the Chestnut Gentleman. It's kind of like Black Beauty in war times. It's the fellow who wrote the poem in Flanders Fields. The horse that he rode is telling his story through the war from the horse's perspective, and it's a phenomenal way that it's done. The author seems to understand the psyche of the horse, which is really very strange. The only downside of that, and I think maybe she meant to do this on purpose, she's either very intuitive to the way the horse communicates, or it was a complete and utter mistake. But throughout the story, as he's telling the story and he meets other horses and mules in the story, never once was he talking directly to them, like in the way that we do in the English language, the way that Black Beauty did with Merrylegs and that kind of thing. He talks of them, and he talks of calling to them, but he doesn't talk of actually communicating directly to them. And I found that really fascinating, because if you do a study of equine behavior, which I've done all my life, horses don't communicate with other horses like we do. They don't speak. They talk in body language and that kind of thing. So, and I think it was very arrogant of us as humans to think that horses, and any animal in particular, speaks English. A lot of people will make a horse communicate with other horses in the English language, I think, as a way to keep your readers occupied and invested in the story. This author didn't. She had the horse communicate with other horses the way a horse would, and I think that's ingenious. So that made it an interesting read. And the brutals of war, the heartache, the bloodshed, the I don't even have words for it. The negativity, the awfulness of war, is not downplayed or romanticized in this book. So this is the second book I've read about a war that doesn't make war sound like a phenomenal thing. The author even made the people who are going to go fight the war start off as, young boys who are wanting an adventure, and then they kind of realize how awful war is in the book. So that I find phenomenal. But let me read the back of it for you. Every Commonwealth citizen knows the World War I poem in Flanders Fields. But what do we really know about its author, Canadian soldier, physician, and poet John McCrae? How much do we know of the actual events leading to the writing of one of the most famous war poems ever written? Why do we wear a red poppy in November? Bonfire, the Chestnut Gentleman, is a moving, intimate, and unforgettable look at the writer of the incredible poem, and his words within the war that shaped a nation. And it goes on and explains, how the horse met him and that kind of thing. And I really can't say enough good things about this book. It's something that I think, again, every horse lover should read. It's almost life-changing. It's made me have a look at my relationship with my horse, and I think maybe I've been too gung-ho, too gotta get better, too we must be perfect every ride, and we gotta do it right every ride, and little less of that and a little more of, you're my friend and let's do this, and let me praise you when you do it and when you try. I think that is what I learned from this book, is maybe we should be more appreciative of what we have and not so gung-ho to get what we don't have at all costs. Yeah, everybody needs to read Bonfire, especially horse people. The only problem with this book is, in the end, we don't actually know what happened to Bonfire, and I think that's because the real Bonfire we don't know what happened to. With the realities of war, though, he was probably shot and used as butcher meat. And maybe the author didn't want to say that. But I would have liked to have known what happened to him. even if the author took some creative licensing and told us maybe in her view what would have happened to him. But all in all, everybody has to read this book. This is a phenomenal book. Thanks very much, guys, for listening to my rant, and have yourself a great day.